you can cut into it, but it really won't cut you won't cut your finger. Okay, so this is what the Snip Shield is, the original product that I developed. And it took me so long to figure out what kind of fabrics would work, what would be comfortable for a hairdresser to use, and not be a glove to be so incumbent of the hand, but allows flexibility. Again, washable, right? And you know, even if you're doing razor cutting, when I'm doing razor cutting and I'm pulling, I'm doing texturing, and I'm pulling the razor, I use this as my guide because it does not catch into my finger. I don't cut my finger. Can I cut on her? So again, the shields are pulled over the knuckles. Same type of fabric, same compression. So if I was, let's say I did wear them, I went, oh, I cut my finger. I cut my knuckle. I cut the webbing. Ouch. I know, horrible. I've done it many times, okay? I put Band-Aids on, and then I'm cutting again, or the Band-Aids slip off because they're wet, right? Just the thought of it. I had a girlfriend over the other day, and she was cutting my hair, and she cut her finger. She's been cutting hair for 40 years. And I said, where's your Snip Shield? She goes, I forgot to put it on. Put it on, took it off a little later. It actually healed. It acted like, because of the compression, the flap from the cut was healing, already healing. So put them on, cover both knuckles, okay? Actually acts as a guide too, because you don't have any loose skin just sitting up there. Okay?
Good for point cutting.
Yeah, it's great for point cutting because I don't have to worry, when I'm talking to somebody. I'm not following any real style here. I'm just showing you how this works. But it's great for point cutting, and you can be talking to your client and cutting and not worried about cutting your fingers. It's just and it's a great conversation piece. My clients love it. What are those? God, I would love some of those. And especially at home, because these are, again, burn proof, right? Not 100%, nothing's 100% burn or cut proof, but it's darn close. And wearing these, even at home, my little niece uses these at home, and all of her friends use them because they craft with them. They use them for crafting. So anything where there's heat or any hot application, any cutting, these are great. I mean, they really explain themselves when you put them on. I could stand up here and tell you all the benefits about them. Again, they're washable, reusable. They're cut resistant. You can see that I can't really cut into them. They protect the entire finger. You can put them on any finger you want to use them on. You can use them if you want to do the flat iron. The only thing you can't do is a wand. And that's why I ended up closing the tip so that you can use the wand.
Well, if it's the same material, that's what you said?
Yes.
So could we use those closed tips for cutting?
The problem with the closed tip for cutting is that this is so much better to use as a guide. Like if I want to really get into the hair, I can use the tips of my fingers. So when you have a closed tip, it's a little harder as a guide.
Have them in your emergency pack too. You cut yourself, you put this on.
I have to tell you about these. I have been using them for crafting. I've been using them. I mean, there's so many markets. I have a friend who's a fisherman, and I gave him a pair, and he's been using them for fly fishing because fly fishermen wrap their fingers with tape because when they're fishing, the line cuts their fingers. Well, he's been using these. So anything you do that can injure your fingers.
Gardening with roses.
Gardening with roses. What else was I? I had somebody I have to tell you a story. I was at Shark Tank. Does anybody know what Shark Tank is?
Yes.
Okay. Which is what's funny is a lady came up to me and she says, "Oh my gosh, I have a bird shop. I have parrots, and they're constantly hurting my fingers." So I gave her a pair. She called me. She said, "Those are fabulous. I should have them in my shop because have you ever seen parrots' talons?
Oh yeah.
How heavy they are?" So I went to a Shark Tank program, and I got up and I don't know if you've all seen what you have to do, but I actually didn't go on the show because Damon Johns gave me a lot of really good feedback as to what I need to do. I went and I was with his group. They have a marketing group, and what they did is they had about 80 different companies that were trying to get on the show. So I happen to have been one, and I will go back at some
And
point.
it's a good name.
Pardon me?
It's a good name. It sounds like a Shark Tank name. Snip
Shield.
It's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah.
Really
Thank
catchy.
you. Thanks. I like it. So these are patented, and I make them here in the U.S. Journey of beautifying the world, and coming from a place of wanting to take care of your clients, not only on the inside but the outside. You're the beginning and the end of it. I mean, the minute you touch somebody, they start telling you everything about them. I mean, I've really created some incredible clients along the way in 3 different states. I've worked in 3 different places, and I've had salons in two different states. But I just find that the more real you are with people, and the better listener you are with your customers, the bigger your clientele will become. Get the egos out of the way. And I just say that because I've seen a lot of egos. And there's a lot of hairdressers that think that what they say is God. It's kind of, no, it isn't. You got to listen to your customer, and you get to know them, and they trust you. And the minute you touch, I always said the minute I touch someone's shoulders and say, "How are you today?" or "What do you want today?" it's like it opens up this incredible world of communication, and they trust you. And that's the best information I can give you about being a hairdresser.